Well, here we are again. Thought we'd do a little Q&A, and I'm actually kind of surprised that we're keeping up on these videos.
We're doing really well
very
for
proud
us.
of us. So we'll see what happens the next couple of weeks, because I think we've only got a couple of weeks left. So.
Yeah. We're going to try and do our absolute best. I would like to do my next couple of updates. Hopefully we have at least 2 more. I thought it would be fun for my 30 and my 31 week updates to tell the story about our first 2 children's births. So we'll do that later this week also. That'd be fun.
And we've had a lot of questions in the comments from the other videos, so I thought today we'd just do a little Q&A. And
might as well just get it kind of all out and
we'll do a couple more in the future.
Maybe we'll do more, in the future.
Just keep asking you questions and we'll keep going. So.
Yeah. So the first question that we had was, what is our family story and when did we meet?
I'll tackle this one. So, very long story short. We'll try
it
to
is
keep
a
it
long
short.
story.
So I was born in a little town. Our family moved to this town where we're currently living. Erin's whole family lived in this exact same town her entire life. Mm-hmm. We grew up.
And he was born only 20 miles from where where I'm from.
Yeah.
So not far.
Not far at all. And so when we moved in, the very first family to come say hi was Erin's family. Our moms became literally best friends and have been best friends for over 25 years now. Mm-hmm. We had this big joke in our family our entire lives because her sister is my age, my brother is Erin's age, and so of course our mom said, "Cool, you guys are all 4 going to get married."
They always wanted at least one child from each family to get married at some point, so that we could have a combined family basically.
Yeah. So it's just the biggest, longest running joke, and I had left on a service mission for 2 years. Her sister married somebody else, and so we're like, cool, we've got some hope for my brother and Erin. So I come home. Erin and I both dated different people, had our hearts broken, and then our moms kind of conspired. They're like, wait, maybe we got it wrong. Let's have Karsten and Erin just go on a friend date. They both got their hearts broken, etc., etc. We go on a friend date, and the rest is history. So
yeah, to go with that, my mom, just because it's so funny, because my mom just kept saying, I just have this feeling that you need to go on a date with Karsten Shields. And I'm like, no. It was super weird because we grew up together, we played as kids. We literally played as children the exact same ages that our kids are right now. And so it was just kind of a weird thought and idea because he was that to me, you know what I mean? And so, and I never had ever thought about him in a dating way, ever.
Me neither.
And so we both both of our moms had this thought and feeling and approached us separately about it, and we both were fighting them on this idea because he didn't want to go on a date with me and I didn't want to go on a date with him because it was just really weird.
Anyway, so that's the beginning of our little family.
Yes. We had our first date in July of 2013, and it was funny because I just felt like neither of us really wanted to be there. He super outgoing. I am super introverted. I am super shy. I don't usually open up unless I get to know you very well. And I mean, we had not been hanging out as teenagers and young adults. Our lives had kind of been separated at that point. I didn't really know him very well anymore, and he didn't really know me very well anymore. So it was kind of new, but also still weird because we did know each other. And so I was super shy on our date. I was super awkward, uncomfortable. I had just had my heart completely broken, and I was I'm not gonna date anybody else ever again. That was my my young attitude, and he was trying so hard to get me to laugh and be silly and have fun because that's just who he is.
I talked the whole time.
The whole time. And after that date, he went home and he said he wasn't going to ask me out again.
My mom just had this feeling to just ask her out one more time. And I was helping this theater production for our city. And I thought, cool, I'm there by myself, might as well just bring her along. We can watch the play together. She can help me with concessions, blah, blah, blah. So I thought, cool, one more date, we'll just see. And lucky enough, my sister and she have been pretty close because they'd have young women's activities together, and she was coming with a date as well. So I thought, oh, cool, that might help kind of break the ice if I'm running and doing stuff. So gave it one more chance, and I think technically from there, the rest is history.
I think
we kind of felt.
I don't know. I don't know. He has always said he kind of just like knew he needed to ask me out again. After that, then it was like 2 weeks between that and our next date, and I was getting really sad that he wasn't calling me, and that's when I knew that I wanted to keep dating him, because I was getting sad that he wasn't calling me, because he didn't call me for like 2 weeks. Like a week and a half or something like that.
I thought it was a week later. I can't remember.
It was like a week and a half.
Our third date, I used to work for eBay, eBay Inc., and they would sponsor a lagoon day here in Utah, and so
which is a theme park in
yes.
Utah, if you don't know.
If you don't know, if you're not from Utah, it's
just the only theme park we have here. So
it's pretty sweet.
It's a big deal.
Anyway, so we had tickets to go. I had one more. I had my heart broken, and that ticket was for somebody else. And so I thought, cool, let's just invite her. This will be our third little date. We'll see what happens. And I don't know, we were a bunch of kids running around that park together.
We had so much fun. Like, I finally was like better at being more open to the idea, because in that like week or two that he hadn't been calling me, I wanted him to call me. And so when he asked me to go with him, I was like really excited. I was trying not to show that to my mom because I didn't want her to be right, but I was so excited, and I like took like 2 hours to pick out my outfit, and like I was so excited to go with him. And so I was way more open with him on this date. And, I mean, we just got to really, like, know each other better because, again, we were, we hadn't been hanging out all of high school. Like, we weren't friends. Mm-hmm. And so we were really getting to know each other and talking about, our recent heartbreaks and all these things. And we were able to connect and to, like, really get to know each other, like, on a deeper level. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, went home from that date, and I told my mom that I said I think I'm going to marry him. Mm-hmm. I knew I was going to marry him, and I wanted him at the end of the day, because it was a whole day, and at the end of the day, I wanted him to hold my hand. I wanted him to kiss me. He didn't.
I was a dork in my dating history, and so I kind of learned from my own mistakes, jumping the gun and jumping to hold hands and jumping to cuddle and all this stuff. And so I just played it cool, didn't want to rush her. We were both still kind of raw and sore and stuff. So I don't know, it's just funny. She wanted it, I wanted it.
It was the time of our lives, but oh well. And then I want to say it was like 2 weeks later. I mean, we had kept going on several dates in between that time. Just little things. We'd go to a movie or go get ice cream or things like that. And it was a couple weeks after that date that he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Shucks.
And it was very cute. And I said yes. And then after that, I mean, we dated because that was August of 2013. And then in November of 2013, we got engaged.
Dated her for 5 months, and we wanted to get married on the perfect date, if you know Miss Congeniality, the 25th, but we'd figured out. April 25th. Yeah, so we had kind of found out that 24 was our number, funny enough.
Everything that was like super significant and important happened on the 24th of every month that we were
so in Utah,
since we started dating.
In Utah, the 24th of July is kind of our state holiday, and that was the day I got her number, and I guess you could technically call it our first date because there was dancing, there was food, and so I'll classify that as our first date. we became official the next month on the 24th. Didn't even plan that. Got engaged November 24th, and we ended up just getting married April 24th rather than the 25th.
Yeah.
To keep the joke alive, I guess.
And I wanted to get married in the spring so bad, so that's why to most people that's super short amount of time, but we live in Utah, and so
it was long.
It was long for us. So we got married in April, and then I guess this kind of goes into the next part of the question. Because the next question was, when did we get married? So we got married in 2014. So we've been married for 7.5 years now.
That's crazy. That's flown by.
And then it says, the next question after that was, who are our other kids' names and ages? So not very long after we got married, we decided to try starting our family. We kind of talked about this in our first video. We tried for like 9 months, then we finally got pregnant with our oldest. His name is Cohen. And he is almost 6, and that is so crazy to me that we have a little kindergartner and 6-year-old, and it went by way too fast, for sure. And then when he was 1, like right after his first birthday, we got pregnant with our second, and she was born the next August. Her name is Ella, and she just turned 4. So,
a preschooler.
She's in preschool, and she is our handful. So we're really anxious to see how she does being a big sister, and we're really anxious to see how she does with all of it, because she's been the baby for a long time, and she is a spitfire child. She really is. She's something else. Okay, so the next question that we had was, what jobs do you have? So I'll go first, because, mine might be a little longer. So back when we were, I guess technically when we were married, I graduated school with a certificate in early childhood education. And so I was a preschool teacher, and then I had my kids, and I became a stay-at-home mom. And then in the time that I've, the past couple years, I have been working for my mom, I almost said her company. I've been working with my mom at her work, which is a wedding company, and I have just been doing that the past couple of years. And when I got pregnant, I quit, mostly because we found out it was triplets, and so I knew I wouldn't be able to be working and be on my feet all the time anymore. And so that is what I was doing before all this happened. So, you next.
Sweet. So
he loves talking about his job.
And I will not bore you guys with it right here. If you have more questions about what I do, let me know.
He'll sell you on some stuff.
So for the last 4 years, I've worked for a major thermometer company here in Utah. They're known nationwide. They're the best. And I do tech support for them. So I walk people through how to set up the product that they buy, how to use their thermometers properly. I do repairs on them, so if anything happens to them, I'll basically take them apart, clean it up, replace parts, whatever, put it back together, get it back working. But they are the fastest and most accurate on the market, and we pride ourselves on that. And so I could talk for hours about it, but
I'll do you one better. We will link the website in our little description box, and you can go check them out for yourself. They have a lot of different products. The most popular one is it's a pen. It's called the ThermaPen, and it is I'm selling you now. It's fantastic. I literally use mine every time I cook. I use it for everything, not just meat. So, anyways, we will link that down in our little box, and you can go check those out if you're interested. Okay, so our next question is, how many children do you want? So this is fun.
So I am the oldest of 7 kids.
And I'm the second oldest of 6.
And we've just had big families. I've always loved big family. I've always wanted to have a big family myself. So I wanted
He's wanted a
12
big family.
children,
He's
just
always
to have
wanted a
one.
lot of kids. And
Haven't
I've
wanted 12.
never wanted that as much. I have only ever wanted 4 kids. So he kind of like settled with me on that like not very long ago.
I wanted 6.
Before we got pregnant, he's always wanted 6, but he's like, fine, we'll have 4 because that's just what I wanted and what I felt like my body could handle. And then we found out we're having triplets. So we're having 5 kids, and that is perfect because it's right in between where we both want to be.
Couldn't plan it better myself.
No. So we
I
are
still have to
done.
laugh about that.
We
We're
are
having 3
done.
children.
I know.
Having 3 babies. It just hasn't sunk in yet.
It's crazy. But yeah, so we're done after the triplets. I don't think I physically can do this again, even with 1. So, and we have tried for a long time to get these guys, and I think that we're going to end it on a good note. So, this is going to be my last pregnancy, which is weird to think about, but yeah. So that's how many kids I want is 4, 6, but we're getting 5.
It's perfect.
The next question, which is one we get like all the time, even still, and I feel like we've talked about it, but maybe we haven't, I don't know, is when are you due? A lot of people have been asking me that, and it's kind of a complicated question because I'm having triplets. My technical due date is November 17th. So, with triplets, you do not get to carry to your due date. Most people, if you don't know that, it's kind of a common, thing. If you have multiple babies, you deliver early. So we will not be going into November. We're pretty sure they're coming the end of this month, just based on how my body's been doing. And so, yeah. So they will come early. The most ideal time is at 32 to 34 or to even 35, but sometimes women don't make it that long. But my doctors won't let me go past 36 because it increases their chances of stillbirth and things like that. So we're hoping to get to be like 32 or 33. So that's only 3 weeks away. 2 to 3 weeks away. So we're getting there. Like, we're really close. Closer than even I can comprehend. Alright, so the next question is, how am I doing? Everyone's like, how are you doing? Which is a loaded question. How am I doing, honey?
How are you doing? She's awesome.
I try my very best every day not to complain too much. My back hurts. My legs hurt. Everything hurts. My stomach hurts.
Can't imagine why.
I know. It's a lot physically. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the most fit person before I got pregnant. I mean, I really was average, average. I didn't exercise every day, but I did a lot of walking and things like that. But I mean, it's just been kind of tough physically. Just because of the aches and the pains, the pulling, the stretching, the kicking, the biting, everything. Everything hurts. Mentally, I think I'm doing all right. I'm getting kind of claustrophobic, weirdly enough. It's starting to feel like they've invaded my body and I have no control. It kind of scares me. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think I'm doing okay.
She's awesome.
Just hanging in there. Starting to get swollen, which I wasn't before.
She thinks. She's not really that swollen.
I can tell. I can tell when they're swollen because I can feel it. He just thinks they don't
She
look
looks
that bad.
great.
So
Can't even tell she's pregnant.
that's basically how I'm doing. As of right now, I might have a different answer for that tomorrow. So the next question was, did you do IVF? A lot of people ask us this.
Yes.
No.
No, we didn't.
No, we did not do IVF. And then that was part of the question was, did you conceive them naturally? Which is also kind of a loaded question because we were on fertility medication. I was doing CLOMID, but the doctors don't think that really is what causes to have triplets. because the percentage is like, what is it, less than 1%?
Something like that.
It's like less than 1% getting triplets with CLOMID, and then conceiving triplets naturally is kind of a crazy statistic on its own. It's like less than, I can't even remember, it's like 1 out of like 100 or something, I don't even know, 1,000, something like that, 100,000?
Something like that.
I don't know math. Anyway, so they were technically conceived naturally. We were on fertility medication. We think that, the medicine just kind of kicked things into gear, but my mom had twins, my grandma had twins, and so it's kind of naturally genetic for me. And so we think that mixed with, like, the medicine, I maybe just dropped an extra one, and we think that's what happened. So basically, I think it was, like, a natural conception. We were on fertility medication, but they don't think that was what caused it. So, crazy.
It's crazy. So one of the next questions we got asked in the comments as well as like family, do you have a registry? We do have a registry, and we're going to go ahead and drop the link down in the description for the registry.
If you're interested, a lot of people were asking about it, so we can just link it and...
Got a few things in there that might help, so... And the other one was the P.O. Box, like I mentioned. Yeah. We are going to get that set up either tomorrow or the next day. We'll update the description when it's there. So look in the description for the P.O. Box.
And I'll put it in our next update this week too.
We'll announce it in the next videos. So.
Okay, and then our next question was, are the boys identical? You answer this one?
They're technically not.
They are not.
They're probably going to look exactly like our other kids or like each other, but they are technically, what was the term we found?
I can't remember.
Dizygotic.
It's something like that.
Bi or dizygotic, meaning two zygotes, two separate little entities.
So all three of them are all separate. They're all in their own sacs with their own cords and own placentas, which is the best possible scenario for triplets. That means they're not sharing anything vital, and it gives them good odds and things like that. So it's basically just having 3 different children at the same time. So it'll be interesting to see if they look alike or not. I mean, our other kids are carbon copies almost of each other, so they might look very similar, but they are not identical. Our next question is, are you getting a bigger car?
No. We can't afford a bigger car.
We literally just bought a car. We literally just bought our car last November. We wanted to upgrade because we were in like a little sedan and we just had like no room. So we decided to upgrade to like it's a crossover, and funny enough, we ended up getting one with seats in the back. So we have 3rd row seating.
We have exactly
5 seats for the kids. So we're just going to make it work.
We'll be squished, but
it'll be squishy, but we'll make it work. Our kids are big enough they can, get back there and buckle themselves and stuff if they need to. But yeah, it's going to be
it's going to be a trip.
It's going to be a real trip for sure. And our last question that we got was, are you worried about the NICU? And I will let Karsten go over this part.
Worried is a weird word. I don't think we're worried per se. I think we're just trying to mentally prepare for it. 2 of my little brothers were in the NICU for a while, and so as a kid I was exposed to that early, and then of course I was worried that something was going to happen. They were going to die or something, and my mom just helped me understand that this is going to be the best NICU in the state, and they're going to do everything they possibly can to help them out. And so I'm kind of keeping that same hope. I don't know if it is the best NICU in the state that we're going to this time around, but it's one of the very best.
The hospital we're delivering at has one of the best NICUs in the state.
Yeah,
so
we're preparing mentally and emotionally for that, but we're not scared per se.
No. I mean, and I know a lot of people have told me that the NICU is kind of a scary time. It's like a hard time, and so we are preparing for that too. And we've been preparing like our family members for, those things, and we've been preparing the kids for that because we know the chances of them needing to be in the NICU are higher because they are going to be very, very premature. So we've been preparing our kids as much as we can. They don't quite understand it, and so, you know, it's just kind of a learning curve and, you know, thing for all of us. I don't have any NICU experience at all. Even my mom, when my mom had my little brother and sister that are twins, they didn't need to be in the NICU. They did really well. And so I don't have that experience. It will be new to me, and so I know it'll be hard, but we're preparing as much as we possibly can for it. But we're not necessarily worried because we have heard fantastic things about the NICU at the hospital that we're delivering at it, and it is one of the best in the state, and so that helps us a lot and makes us feel more at ease about that. So we are preparing as much as we can for that time. Hopefully it won't be a long time that they're in there if they have to be, but we are prepared in case they are. So
it's gonna be great. So that was basically all we got question wise, and the comments, you know, from family member stuff that we thought we could just kind of let you guys know about. Again, definitely drop any and all questions you might have. We can do, I don't know, a monthly Q&A if we need. I don't know. We can kind of figure that out, and let us know if there's any other content you want us to see. I mean, today we built shutters for our windows.
We're really not that exciting, but we are trying to work on house projects while we're waiting for the babies. So
if you're interested, we could give you a little tour. If you're not, we won't. Anything you guys would like to know about us, again, Q&As, keep them coming. Other content you'd be interested in as you follow our little family and our little journey, then we'd like to share a little piece of our lives with you.
This is a very nerve-wracking time, and it's also very exciting. So, because we know these babies are coming really soon, which it went by way faster, I think, than we thought it would. Yeah. So, it's an exciting time, nerve-wracking time, but yeah, we're going to try and do as much. I want to do weekly updates until I have them. So plan on that for sure. Again, we are going to be setting up a P.O. box, and we will let you know when that's set up. And then we will put those links down in the little description box for the things that he sells at work, and as well as our little Amazon baby registry that we have. There's, I don't know. I don't even know what's on it. I have to go over it, but I will put the link in the description box for you guys if you want to check that out. So I think that's it for this video, and we will see you guys in our next one. Bye!